Alright, well, now that we have finished tearing apart the old antenna, time to get into this thing. This is a 2005 Lexus RX330. About 214,000 miles on it. And apparently a few years ago, its owners were arrested for doing things they should not do, and they lost this. Now that all that has been adjudicated, a dent there in the corner, it was put up for auction and I bought it. Oh, broken light. Nothing major. But pictures in the auction were atrocious. They just showed 3 pictures of the outside and no pictures of the interior. They said it ran and that the windows didn't work and that the air conditioner didn't work. I talked to the attorney who did the paperwork for me, and he said they've had it for at least a couple of years. I guess because everything has to get adjudicated, and the last time it was inspected was in 22 maybe. So starts right up. That window works. Those don't. Oh, nice. That's a good thing. That means it's probably just these switches. Yep, it's just the switches. Fantastic. No misfires. Wonderful. It's not the regulators. I love it. So they went through it pretty good for evidence, I would guess. There's not much in here other than dirt and filth and stuff. Seats are pretty good. That works. This is the worst part here, is the dash is all cracked up. Looks like it's been that way for a while, but not a big deal. The worst part of it is whatever the hell they were selling, they may have been smoking it in the car, because it reeks in the car. Nothing in there. But truly, seems like it was fairly well taken care of for a 200,000 mile Lexus. Yeah, externally we got a few little dings and dents and some scratches. Missing a wheel liner up under here for some weird reason. That's an easy fix. Oh, full tank of washer fluid. Kind of nice. Alright, let's get it off of this thing and get it somewhere we can take a little look at it. Oh dear. It's got 18-inch wheels on it. I want to say that's not original. They're very nice. In very good shape. You may have to buy a tool to get that off. I don't think I saw that anywhere that I looked. A little dent in the tailgate. Again, not a big deal for me. Yeah, they got locks on all of them. So yeah, it's got 18-inch wheels. So, we'll see. Brakes are just rusty, but they look fine. Just from sitting down in Thibodeau. Woof, that thing stinks. Alright, let's get this thing off the trailer. Even got a power opening tailgate, which I guess doesn't work when the car's running. Hood's popped. Windshield's good, so that's a plus. clean under here. Yeah, they had just put a battery in it. Napa. Alright, not a Bobo brand. Trash up there. Trash. Not as many beauty covers. Ow. That hurts. As the ES350, the 2012. So I started dressing them up a little more. There may be one missing from this side. No, maybe not. We got daytime running lights work. That's kind of cool. Tires are only 5 years old, but they are. We'll have to see. They're nice. 4 name brand Continentals. 235, 55, 18s. Good tires. Pretty evenly worn. Up. Got a Firestone Firehawk on it. That one's pretty shot. Thought it had 4 good tires on it. Maybe it only had 3, or I misunderstood. Okay, it's got 2 Firestones and looks like that. Yeah, well, it's got mismatched tires. I thought it had good tires on it. Doesn't matter, they're all dry rotted junk anyway, so they're going to get replaced. But, yeah. So, other than the horrific smoke stench, this is a good one. I think this is a good one. Oh, it's got a sunroof. I'm not going to open that. What we got here? Oh, got an oil change sticker on it. Just noticed that. Oil change reminder, 214, 115. It's got 214, 092 on it. So it was, well, they saved themselves an oil change by getting it taken away from them. But that's good. All right. Yeah, sunroof, nice and clean. Nothing in there. That still works, although it's pretty gross. So, oh, look at that. There's a cassette. Come on, give me that. What are the odds? What the hell is that? Nellyville? Wow. It's got a CD player. Let's see if there's, see if I can figure out how to eject the discs. Oh! Lady Gaga. Doja Cat. Britney Spears. I'm thinking this wasn't an old person. Tupac. All right. 4 CDs and a cassette. I doubt this has Bluetooth or anything like that. Hopefully, maybe it has an aux deck. Alright, radio works. Let's kick this on. Auto climate control, dual zone climate control. That's pretty nice. Yeah, some of these are kind of broken. Let's see what we got. Nothing in there. Yeah, she is not blowing cold, that's for sure. So we'll have to diagnose that. Let's see. Windshield wiper. Squirters work. Automatic wipers. No kidding. A few little stingers in the windshield, nothing major. Headlights. Seem to work. Yeah, there's fog lights. Yeah. Fog lights work, headlights work. Looks like they've been polished. They're not great, but I think I can do a better job than that. The brake fluid's not even crappy. This thing looks like it's had a brake flush at some point. But it runs silent, super quiet. This is a timing belt motor. I'm gonna guess that it's probably due. I don't want to find out if it's an interference engine. Nice little 3M ZFE. Coolant bottle. Got some in it. Pretty darn cool. So yeah, if I can maybe get that trunk to open. Worked yesterday. Interesting. There we go. You gotta have the key out. Well, that worked yesterday. But anyway, yeah, so this is going to be my next little project. If I can get it set up, my daughter's going to get this, and I'm going to get my Honda back so I can start having 60 miles a gallon back and forth to work, rather than putting 15 miles to the gallon and 100 miles a day on the Jeep. So, I think she's going to be a good one. I think she's going to be a good one. All right, well, onward. All right, well, next morning, we're back. I've been just poking around this thing a little bit, and I noticed the little vacuum line is off. That guy's supposed to go over here, but I may put a little zip tie around that, because I don't know how that's supposed to be set up, but it's a... That might be a little better. I don't think that mattered much, but never know. Let's see, battery's missing a hole down, so we're gonna have to get one of those. Nothing major there. I'm gonna pop this cover off in a minute, see if we can take a look to see what the belts look like on the outside. I like the fact that the headlights seem to be generally accessible without ripping the whole front end off like on the ES. Fuse panel, Wow, even the spares and the puller. That's kind of nice. I was able to, trunk started to work. So it does have, for whatever reason, it is missing the back cover of the trunk. And so I'll need to get one of those. I'm gonna get rid of this stupid backup camera they put on it. That's dumb. They just tied that, scotch locked it into the reverse lights, so I'm sure that's never gonna work again. The other thing, got a Lexus first aid kit, which still has junk in it. Lexus bag. So they've been to a Lexus dealer at some point. If we do this, check this stuff out. It actually has a prop rod for the tire tools. And so we got a jack in here and the tow hook, but not much else. However, I pushed this yesterday. I didn't know there was another compartment. So let's see what else we got. World's worst set of jumper cables. That might start this thing. Those are about 30 gauge. Got a 4-way, which is kind of cool. Pink and blue parachute cord. And what we got? Oh, fuel door release. It's kind of nice. Little tiny off-brand Leatherman. I don't know what they thought they were going to do with that, because that doesn't work on these tires. Maybe they rode a bicycle. Little tire tool kit. A second jack. A third jack. Oh, look at that. A couple of towels. Random screw. Junk for that stupid backup camera. Bungee cord. Unknown. Scotch lock. Alright, well there's the wrench that's supposed to be in there. So that's nice. I think this is the tire tool that's supposed to be in there. That's nice. Cups, coffee cups. Oh, what do we got? Aha! Come on. Oh yeah, nice. And we got the wheel lock key. That's exciting. That's exciting. I don't know what that is. I don't know that it was ever supposed to go in there, but I'm gonna get in there. Throw those back in the bag. Get those down in there where they belong. World's worst invention. Still full. Get that trash out of there. Oh, I know what that's for. This is for the spare tire lowering. Oh, very cool. Because the spare tire is, I think it's a good sized donut. It's underneath the back. And that other weird tool must be for dropping that down. Wonderful. Man, this is pretty cool. I think we got most everything we need. As far as the important stuff goes, let's get rid of all this trash that I don't know what it is. Put that in one of the coffee cups. Neat. I don't know that this is the factory one. There's a strap. What else we got in here? Fastener of some sort. Tapered washer. That's kind of weird. Alright, that's attached. Tire plugs. Another damn Scotch lock. I hate those things. That can go in my kit. This must have gone like that, I'm guessing. I would wager, looking at these, doesn't say Lexus on it. I'm gonna guess that that's the correct one, because it kind of fits. Nice! I got a full tire kit. I don't expect that. And 2 screw jacks. Isn't that neat? Okay. Well, that makes this better already. I love the little prop rod. And the little wings that fold down. A little bit of crud in there. Nothing major. Doesn't really need those in there. Get rid of this stuff. Put you back down. And flop. Yeah. Cool. Well, that's a start. Be back in a minute. Alright, we poked around a little bit more. Got everything sorted out. Let's see. That works. I think the reason it doesn't go up, I think the lift cylinders don't have any spring left in them, most likely. Oop, a little scuff here. That's unique. I wonder if that happened when they did that. But anyway, got the beauty cover off. Everything under here looks fairly good. We got a replacement upper hose. At least they put the scuff guard on it. Doesn't seem to be leaking, so we'll leave that. Lower one as well. You can see the Napa tag on it down there. Nothing terrible. Power steering fluid looks like it could use a flush, although it has some in it. Doesn't seem to be leaking. Got a Toyota belt on the alternator and a Toyota alternator, so that alternator is probably original. I don't know if the belt is, but the fact that it's Toyota, I think bodes well. Nothing in here looks recently touched. So my guess is this thing is well due for a timing belt. So we're going to drive it a little bit, but we're not going to beat on it because I want to get that done. Timing belt, water pump, and all that other stuff. I don't believe it's too difficult. Here's your intake. Rear spark plugs look like they might be able to be done without taking the intake off, but it'd probably be a lot easier if you did. So we'll probably do a full tune-up on it while we're getting through everything. Well, the one thing I was a little disappointed in, and again, it's a cheap auction junk car, so I can't be too mad, is when I pulled the dipstick, there's some crap on the dipstick. And when I look in here, it's a little sludgier than I like. So I think what we're going to do is it's only got about an 1/8 tank of gas in it, and it's probably 3 years old. I'm going to run it into town, see how it drives. I mean, I've only idled it around a parking lot to this point. And grab some windshield wipers and some refrigerant, because it's dead empty. I popped this off and there's no pressure in the system. So I'm gonna, when I get back, I'll hook my vacuum up to it, suck it down, see if we can find any obvious leaks. I'll probably change the 2 little Schrader valves in the ports just to make sure they're not what's leaking, and put the 2 pounds of refrigerant it needs in it. Oh my goodness! So it did have its original timing belt done on time. This one looks to be about 15,000 miles overdue. So I'm thinking that's within the window of safety. So that's a good sign. So it did have the original one done. It had 100,000 miles on it in 2013. They've put another 100,000 miles on it in the last 12 years. So that's pretty good. That's good to see. Glad I noticed that. Alright, so it definitely needs a timing belt and all of that stuff. Definitely. But that's sludgy gunk, so I think what I'm going to do, we'll take it into town, get some gas in it, pick up some wipers, some Freon, anything else I can think of. Oh, I should check the air cleaner too, just randomly, because actually looking at it, that's not attached properly, so that's not good, so we got to figure that out. Yeah, that's not even closed. So it's sucking in dirty air. Let's hope that's not too fucked up. But, yeah. So, pop that off, see what we find out. Alright, well, it's an off-brand, but it's not in terrible shape. And boy, these are just... This is a goose. I'm going to get some little zip ties and put them on those vacuum lines. I don't know what they do, but they're there for a reason. Of course, Toyota, I breathed on the clip for this thing and it broke off. Because that's what they do. Alright, so let's get some zip ties, fix that up, and take it for a rip. Alright, so the cabin air filter is not quite as good as the air filter. That might help with the stink. I don't know how that comes out. Oh, I see it. Alright, there it is. Get that out of there. I'm going to go without that for now. Because we're not going to be using the blower motor. That's horrible. Doesn't look too terrible in there. Alright, not too bad. Alright, add that to the list. We're getting there. Alright. Yeah, that is gonna have to get fixed somehow. Maybe it just needs lube. Everything looks fine. I don't know, maybe just the little button ain't coming out quite far enough to catch it or what, but we'll see. Alright. The mirrors automatically angle down. Tires were all at about 50 psi, I guess, to the sheriff's departments. First time shifts. Yeah, I can hear the brakes scrubbing off that rust. They feel good though. full. Got all the windows open because we've got no HVAC at the moment. Yeah, the brakes feel pretty good. The seat belt is turned around backwards, so it's going to knock on the wall and drive me nuts until I fix that. Temperature's starting to come up a little bit. Yeah, it's got 2 Firestones, a Bridgestone, and a Continental on it. So, in the grand scheme of things, the tires are junk, but they are junk anyway. Newest is from 21, oldest is from 18, so they're all getting changed. Looks like the little info screen works. Got an instantaneous fuel economy meter. No lights on the dash. Alright, so we're gonna keep going. Yeah, she stops nice and straight. And if anything interesting happens, we'll bring you back. Alright, now that it's been run a little bit, maybe gone 2 or 3 miles, we got a check engine light, a VSC, and a track off. That could be as simple as a wheel speed sensor. My guess is it had no check engine lights because the battery might have been stone dead. Ride's pretty good. I think there's a bad shock, maybe in the left rear. It's a little bit jiggly, but it isn't bad. It's not clunking. Not terrible by any stretch, but alright. So, we've got something to work on now. But, I mean, she's cruising. It's a nice riding car. I think with 4 good tires and get everything fixed up, this thing's going to be a beaut. Super happy so far. Temperature came up. Hasn't overheated. It's right where it should be. We'll get some gas and see what we got. Alright, well, we made it home, no issues, cruise control works. Oh, I didn't check the steering wheel controls, but I'm betting they probably work. Radio kind of works, speakers are junk, but that's not a big deal. And yeah, everything seems pretty good. Got about 24 miles to the gallon on my little 10-mile round trip. So now, I think what we're going to do is an engine flush, and then change the oil, and see if we can get that cleaned up. Then we're going to probably work on the AC, see what we can do. Alright, getting ready for the oil change, letting it idle with the flush. Both fans are running, they were just idling. They just shut off, so temperature's working. That's nice. No terrible noises. On the drive, didn't hear any bearing noises. Brakes are starting to clean up pretty good. I have to check, see with the pads. It looks like it's got some left on it, but might need to check those. Yep. No misfires. Smells perfect. The brakes seem to be pretty even. Didn't pull in any direction, specifically when I stepped on the brakes. Yeah, that wheel's bucked up a bit. Oh well, not my problem. Coolant level is good. Yeah. I don't think I can argue with that. So far so good. Got the new wipers on. I got the wrong one for the rear because it's got a dumb latching mechanism. So I have to return that. Find the receipt, I guess. Alright, engine flushed, oil changed. It's actually got a spin-on filter, which I'm not used to on Toyotas. I guess the older ones did. But nothing bad there. Everything looked good. Got it cleaned up. If anything, it's quieter than it was, which is saying something. think you can knock that. Zip ties holding the vacuum lines on. Yeah, beauty. Alright, well I guess before we do the AC, we'll get out the scan tool, plug in, and just see what that check engine light and the ABS stuff's about. Alright, we got it sitting over here because for some reason it doesn't want to stay running without being plugged in, even though the battery's at like 80%. That's new. Come on, catch the VIN. Hey, got it. Very nice. Yeah. RX330. Others. Okay. Fine. There we go. Smart scan. Let's see what we got. We'll be back once she's done. Alright, so we got a few codes. Let's see the report. Alright. Got a Bank 1 Sensor 2 oxygen sensor code. Bank 1 Sensor 2. Bank 1 Sensor 2. Engine immobilizer, that's interesting. Bank 1 Sensor 2. 2 in the AC. Open pressure circuit, yeah, because it's out. Abnormal refrigerant. Lost communications, that's probably from bad battery, or when it went dead sitting. Okay. Alright. Interesting. Alright, so I think what we're going to do, got a Bank 1 Sensor 2 fault with the oxygen sensor. It looks like a bunch of those. They're all just the same. P0037. That could just be bad oxygen sensor. Although I think Bank 1 Sensor 2 is probably the one that looks like I just spilled oil all over when I changed the oil. So that might give us something to look at. Oxygen sensor, engine immobilizer system. Alright. Save that. Get out of there. See if it'll clear them while it's running. Yeah, the AC makes sense. Alright, interesting. Let's see if the lights went out. And they did. Alright, go back. Scan it again. Back in a minute. Alright, so nothing came back immediately, which is good. Still got the AC code. So I guess now we're going to try to see if we can top up that AC unit and see if it's just from sitting, if it's going to replace the valve cores, and we'll go from there. So far she's looking good. Alright, change those out. They don't look bad, but I'll say the new ones have a little bit tighter spring on them, especially the one that came out of the low side. So, we'll see. We can get her hooked up. Alright, so that's just pulling a vacuum against the gauge. Now we're going to open this. That's what it should sound like. There we go. Now we're drawing some air out. I'm going to open both of them. So, I'm going to set a timer for about 30 minutes. Although that's sounding good already, we'll go 20 minutes. Oh, that's pulling down quick. That's good. I like it. No gross leaks. Alright. That's fantastic. So we're just going to let that idle here for about 20 minutes. And we'll try to put some Freon in it. But the fact that it's already sounding like it's pulling down is a good sign. Wonderful. Alright, well, she's been running for about 25 minutes. No difference when you close those. It's exactly what you want. So, shut that unit off. Disconnect that guy. Alright, it's even got a bleeder built into it, which is kind of nice. We're going to set this up, see if we can capture any of this. Like that. Get a can hooked up. Open her up. Now we're going to bleed it a little bit. Get the Freon up to there, purge it so we don't just put a blast of air in the system. This is one of the pokey ones, not one of the open and closed ones. Now we're open. Now we should be able to bleed it. Yep, there we go. Got Freon all the way to the top. Not Freon, but 134. And now we're going to crack this valve on the low side. She should start taking. And it did. Alright, so now we're going to turn it on, kick the AC on, and see what happens. Pump on there. she's not taking. Alright, let's see where I have screwed up. Yep, we'll be back in a minute. I think we figured it out. This can was being a little finicky. Oop, compressor just kicked on. That's a good sign. Should take about 2 cans, which will be a full charge. Getting some high side. Compressor, I can hear it. It doesn't sound terrible. Could just be the clutch. Yeah, you can see it bubbling through there. Alright, I think can 1 is empty. We're going to close this guy. Switch y'all down over here again. Valve goes. Put the whole thing in. Pressure's getting up. It should be. Warm out today, remembers. Alright. Actually now, we've got that closed. Gauge block isn't great. Seems to be doing what it should. Got cold air coming out of the vents. Yeehaw, that high side's hot. Covers back on it. Oh yeah, got some nice air coming out. It's not brutally cold. It's even coming out the back vents, which is kind of nice. Not terrible. Alright, so that's cool. Well, I guess we're going to take it for another drive and get the correct rear wiper. Alright, so we went and exchanged the wiper, got that corrected. AC's working perfect. All the zones, maintaining temperature. See how long that lasts. But the oxygen sensor code did come back. So we're going to take a look at some data. And I'm wondering if one of the oxygen sensors off of the old 3.5 might work, because it's the Bank 1 sensor 2, control circuit low. I guess the other thing I could do eventually is I suppose is look at and see if they're unplugged. See what we got. Oxygen sensor, Bank 2 sensor 1, Bank 1 sensor 1, they're perfect. Bank 2 sensor 2. Yeah, Bank, well, those are doing nothing. Oxygen sensor output voltage. Okay, I'm missing the one I need. Darn it. Alright, let's go back there. She's not that quick with this car. Oh, I kept them. Oxygen sensor out. Oh, there it is. Bank 1 sensor 2. That's what we want. Alright. Yep. Fuel trims are good. Equivalence ratios aren't terrible. Bank 1 sensor 2. Definitely acting a little different than bank 2 sensor 2. But it's reading, so it's not like it's completely dead for a circuit fault, which is kind of weird. Yeah, fuel trims are right around 0, which is perfect. Equivalence around 1. Alright. Yeah, I don't know. It seems to be okay. I don't understand why it's throwing that code. That's a little weird. They're very similar. So we're going to see if it's in closed loop. I don't know. I don't know. Well, we're going to run with it for a little while like that and just see. Because it's seemingly responding the same way the other one is. The trims are perfect, so we'll see what happens. Okay, so after all that, we took it out for another ride. Got a couple of headlights for it, just because I always replace the headlights in my cars. Found a few of the marker lights were out, little tiny ones here, and actually one on the tail light. They're 168 bulbs, are about the size of 2 grains of rice. And now we got all the lights, so yeah, I found a license plate light was out, so we got that changed out, same as the marker lights. Also figured out why they don't have this panel on here, because this electric thing is sporadic. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but you can crawl in there and open it from the inside. So that's most likely why they did that. The other thing I noticed is the gas door is missing a spring. It won't open on its own. So I got to put a little pry in there to open it when it pops. But otherwise, got her insured. I'll start driving it to work. See what we end up with. So we'll keep you posted as we go through it. I'm sure there's a few more things we're going to have to fix. Like I said, I think it's got a lazy shock or two. It's a little wibbly wobbly when you're going over some bumps. It kind of doesn't bump easily. It kind of goes front to back sideways. But otherwise, super happy so far. I'm about 2,000 bucks into this thing right now with the parts from today. So, hope you're all having a good day. See you in the next one. Take care.